Thinking about buying or selling and want to make sure you get the best deal? Worried that you're going to pay too much for that new house or sell your existing house for too little? Today I'm going to go over how we arrive at a current market value, so you're going to want to pay attention to this one. Hey guys, this is Danny Baisley with the Selling Texas team. Want to talk to you a little bit about how me as a real estate agent help my clients determine what is the right price. We do that by what's called a comparative market analysis. We typically call it running comps. So running comps is made up of a couple of different data points. I usually use two different sets of data. In each set, there are 3 items. We utilize the active, what is currently on the market. We look at what is pending, under contract, and we looked at what is recently sold. So how do we break that down? All right, so the first thing we do, the first data set is typically either the entire neighborhood, a mile or 2 miles out. I want to see everything that is going on, how many sales there are. What I'd really like to do is start to narrow down to find comparables. So how do I do that? Is by looking at the square footage and then doing 15% higher and 15% lower with the amount of square footage. I then look at houses that are built within 5 years of the house that we're trying to get the right price for, as well as how many bedrooms, bathrooms, garage spaces there are. And then we start going into, is it a 1-story, 2-story, so that I am able to then pull from a very wide set of houses, pull that in and get a little bit narrower, right? So that is my first set. I hope to have as many 5, 10 houses in each one of those 3 categories, right? So I get a very wide perspective. I can start to see what those price ranges are. Now I set that aside. Now I pull and try and get a little bit closer in. I'd like to have 3 actives, 3 to 5 pendings, and 3 to 6 solds. So I'm going to get very narrow inside the neighborhood, or be able to narrow down the square footage, year built, etc. to get down to those numbers. What I'm looking for with the actives is how long have they been active? What are they asking? What is the condition? That starts to give me an idea of what is currently out there that we're competing against. I then want to look at what is pending, what is under contract. How much were they asking? I don't know how much they got, but I know how much they're asking. I want to see what the condition is. I want to see how long, how many days did it take them to get a contract. Then I want to look at the solds. I'm going to look back either 90 days to 6 months to make sure I get those 3 to 6 sold comparable. With that, again, yes, I'm looking at what were they asking, what was the condition, how many days did it take them to get under contract, but now I can also see what did they actually sell for, how much more or less of the asking price did they actually sell for. Now I can start to put that data together and look at the dollar per square foot. In that dollar per square foot in any given neighborhood, a larger house is going to have less dollar per square foot. A 2-story house is going to have less dollar per square foot than a single story. So we keep that in mind. So if we're looking at a house that is 2,500 square feet and the comparables we have are 3,000 square feet, we're going to be able to adjust our dollar per square foot up, okay? So now we can start to look at that data and start to look at that dollar per square foot and get an idea from there what kind of price range we're in. Then we're going to dig in a little bit further and start looking at the condition, seeing do they have updated kitchens, do they have updated flooring, or does the house actually need some repair. I'm going to compare that with where we are on the house that we're trying to get a price of, and start to see how do the houses in the neighborhood kind of compare. One house has a kitchen remodel, one of them hasn't been done since the builder updated it, right? We start to then narrow down, we're somewhere in the middle. Great. We can start to look at that. Now we're narrowing that price down. Then I want to widen back out and look at that first set of data and start to see, does that number start to match in with what is going on further around? Because any buyer isn't necessarily going to look at the small section of your neighborhood. They're going to look at anything that's within a mile or two and compare it to yours. So unless there's a compelling reason for your neighborhood to command a higher price, then we also need to take a look and make sure that that price range, that dollar per square foot range that we found, also meets the bigger picture. That's when we start getting in and really digging into the details. How many bedrooms, bathrooms, how many garage spaces, how big the lot size is, what is the backyard, is there a view, is it private? All these little details to really start to narrow that down. Once I've done that, of course, I provide you with all of the information as well as my professional opinion based on everything I've seen, as well as current market conditions. Is the market headed up or are prices going down? What are we seeing with interest rates? Are they heading up or are they heading down? And how is that going to affect us? So I provide you with my opinion as well as an understanding of how I reached that opinion. Goal is to educate you so that you feel super confident in the price that we move forward with, whether that's purchasing or selling. Again, we may not hit an exact number, but what we can do from there is we can go, okay, we're going to ask this much, but we're not going to sell below this. Or on the buyer side, we're going to offer this much to start with, but we're not going above this price. That range in there to make sure, because every house is a one of a kind. So we really want to get that range of where we feel comfortable and then come up with a strategy on how we get you the best deal within that range. I hope that that provides you a little insight. If you have any questions about this, definitely post them in the comments below. Happy to answer them. If you'd like more information about your house and what you think it may be worth, shoot me an email. I'm happy to give you a quick look and provide the quick view of that data and a quick price range. If you are thinking about selling your house, definitely follow the links in the description below. Let's just have a quick chat. I'll be able to help you get a price range, also determine how that is going to affect your goals moving forward. So definitely follow the links in the description below and let's schedule a time. If you're looking to buy, there's a link down there for you as well, so that you can start getting a lot of information about neighborhoods, houses, where you're going. We're going to do a whole macro view, then we will get down to the pricing strategy. So I look forward to hearing from you folks.